Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Well, 1 week ago today, we saw Toyota announce a new recall for some of the 2022 and 2023 Toyota Tundras that has to do with the engines. Well, I talked to you guys for this past week in comments, and I did my research and I did a little studying up to see what's going on and to find some real information out there, not just speculation or feelings, but some real information. And today we are going to go over some real stuff. We are going to look at the defect information report from Toyota to the NHTSA. All 6 pages, we're going to read it. And I'm also going to put this link down in the description if you want to go back after this video and fine-tooth comb it yourself. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you some of my feelings on where I'm at with this recall and what you guys are saying in the last week and some of the conversations we had. I made a few bullet points that are my feelings. So we'll go with fact first and then feelings at the end. Okay, this is the defect information report. Vehicle manufacturer name. We have Toyota Motor Corporation, TMMTX, which is Toyota Motoring Manufacturing, Texas. Toyota Motor North America. Toyota Motor Corporation Tahara Plant, which is in Japan. Toyota Motor Manufacturing, Alabama. The identification of involved vehicles and affected components. Based on production records, we have determined the involved vehicles population to be the vehicles listed in the table below. The 2022 and 2023 Toyota Tundra that was produced between November 2nd, 2021 through February 13th, 2023, and the Lexus LX 600, again 2022 and 2023, that were produced between July 30th, 2021 through November 25th, 2022. Although the involved vehicles are within the above percentage period range, not all vehicles in this range were sold in the U.S. This recall covers vehicles equipped with V35A engines of a particular configuration that were manufactured during a certain period at particular engine plants. V35A engines of this configuration manufactured after this production period were manufactured with new or improved processes that better clear machining debris. Other Toyota or Lexus vehicles sold in the U.S. are not equipped with this engine or have a different V35A engine configuration with different pressure on the main bearings. Some of these vehicles equipped with a different engine configuration have a hybrid powertrain system. If engine failure occurs on a hybrid vehicle, the vehicle continues to have some motive power for limited distances, and the driver receives a continuous audible warning, warning lamps, and visual warning messages. Total number of vehicles potentially involved. Toyota Tundra, 98,568. Lexus LX 600, 3,524. The total being 102,092 units. Percentage of vehicles estimated to actually contain the defect. Toyota is unable to estimate the percentage of the involved vehicles to actually contain the defect described in Section 5. However, as the NHTSA manufacturer portal requires an integer value be entered, Toyota has entered the value 1 in response to this question in the portal. For the purpose of this report, 1 means unknown. Description of problem. The subject vehicles are equipped with a specific V35A engine that contains crankshaft main bearings, which allow the crankshaft to rotate within the engine assembly while running. During a specific production period, there is a possibility that engine machining debris of a particular size and amount may not have been cleared from the engine during manufacturing and subsequently contaminated the engine assembly during the production process. For these engines in the subject vehicles, the pressure on the main bearings due to the engine configuration is such that if the aforementioned machining debris adheres to the bearings and operation of the engine continues at higher loads over time, failure of the bearings may occur. This can lead to potential engine knocking, engine rough running, engine no start, and/or an engine stall. In the subject vehicles, an engine stall while driving leads to a loss of motive power. A vehicle loss of motive power while driving at higher speeds can increase the risk of crash. Chronology of principal events. March 2022 to December 2022. In early March 2022, Toyota received a field report that indicated a vehicle equipped with a V35A engine stalled. Toyota recovered the involved parts and performed an investigation of the engine failure. Through this investigation, it was found that the crankshaft main bearings had seized. In late July 2022, A Toyota field report and a dealer report were received that alleged the failure of two different V35A engines with damaged bearings. Toyota recovered the involved parts and performed an investigation of the engine failures. Through this investigation, it was found that the crankshaft main bearings had been damaged, but due to the nature of the failures, Toyota could not determine the cause of the damage. Toyota hypothesized that debris could be present from the engine machining process. To reduce the possibility of engine contamination during manufacturing, Toyota implemented cleanliness process changes at its engine manufacturing plants. January 2023 to August 2023. After cleanliness process changes were implemented, Toyota continued to monitor the market for an increase in trend related to this issue. During this time, Toyota also received V35A parts alleged to contain engine contamination to confirm the adequacy of the manufacturing process changes. September 2023 to January 2024. Toyota observed an increase in dealer and Toyota field reports related to engine failure involving debris. In mid-October, Toyota began an investigation into the design validation process of the V35A engine and the installation validation process of the engine manufacturing equipment. It also continued to assess the effectiveness of manufacturing process changes implemented earlier. Toyota also continued to recover V35A engines from the field. Toyota used these engines to inspect the oil filters and engine parts for debris. Toyota also used these engines to study the effect of debris in the engine over time. As part of its investigation into the design validation process of the V35A engine, in November 2023, Toyota began analyzing the bearing durability studies that were performed during the development of the V35A engine. In January 2024, the Alabama engine manufacturing plant was requested to provide all quality testing swatches used to capture debris samples at specified intervals dating back to the beginning of production of the V35A engine for analysis. These samples represented the size and amount of debris present for production periods or lots of engines. In January 2024, Toyota presented the status of the ongoing investigation items to NHT SA. As part of this investigation into recovered parts from the V35A engines, in February 2024, Toyota began collecting and tearing down good engines recovered from the field. Toyota used these engines to analyze the oil for metal content and to perform an inspection of the oil passages. Toyota noted that certain recovered engines showed some levels of bearing degradation or damage, but had not shown signs of failure. These bearings were sent to Toyota's engine design teams in Japan for further analysis. The bearing durability studies were completed in March 2024. For these studies, maximum operation stress during driving, stress limits of each bearing, and size of debris that each bearing was designed to withstand under normal loading were identified. In early March 2024, Toyota began scanning the testing swatch samples which were collected from the Alabama engine manufacturing plant for further analysis. In late March 2024, Toyota presented an update of the status of the ongoing investigation items to NHTSA. In early May 2024, the analysis that was being performed on bearings recovered from good V35A engines was completed. The results showed that the damage that was seen on the bearings was from debris created during the engine machining process, and there were sufficient debris sizes and amounts present to cause a bearing to fail. Toyota also finished its scanning and analysis of testing swatch samples from the Alabama manufacturing plant. A statistical study was applied to the data to create probability models. Based on the results of the above investigation, Toyota determined that during a specific production period, there is a possibility that engine machining debris of a particular size and amount may not have been cleared from the engine during manufacturing and subsequently contaminated the engine assembly during the production process. For these engines in the subject vehicles, if the aforementioned machining debris adheres to the bearings and operation of the engine continues at higher loads over time, failure of the bearings may occur. This can lead to potential engine knocking, engine rough running, engine no start, and/or engine stall. In the subject vehicles, an engine stall while driving leads to the loss of motive power. A vehicle loss of motive power while driving at higher speeds can increase the risk of crash. May 23, 2024. Toyota decided to conduct a voluntary safety recall campaign. As of May 20, 2024, based on a diligent review of records, Toyota's best engineering judgment is that there are 166 Toyota field technical reports and 824 warranty claims on the engine in the subject vehicles that have been received from U.S. sources that relate or may relate to this condition and which were considered in the decision to submit this report. Description of corrective repair action. All known owners of the subject vehicles will be informed that remedy is under investigation and that they will be contacted when further information is available. Reimbursement plan for pre-notification remedies. As the owner notification letters will be mailed out well within the active period of the Toyota or Lexus new vehicle limited warranty, all involved vehicle owners for this recall would have been provided a repair at no cost under Toyota's warranty. The owner letter will instruct vehicle owners who have paid to have this condition remedied prior to this campaign to seek reimbursement pursuant to the Toyota's general reimbursement plan. Recall schedule. Notifications to owners of the affected vehicles will occur by July 29th, 2024. All right, so there you go. 6-page report from Toyota to the NHTSA. Those were the facts. Let's talk about a couple feelings. Let's talk about recalls. Recalls, they're inconvenient. They are annoying. But one thing I want to give Toyota credit on is that they're issuing recalls on this new generation Toyota Tundra. I'd much rather them issue recalls than not issue recalls and pretend a problem doesn't exist. Are they inconvenient? Absolutely. If you're someone being affected by one of these problems, a huge pain in the butt. But at the end of the day, down the road, we're going to see a better Toyota Tundra because of these recalls now. Please know, it's obvious, but some of you need to hear this. Toyota wants you to be a happy owner. They want you to love your Toyota Tundra. They're not out here to make your life harder. They don't want to do that. They want to correct it now, so down the road, this thing is going to be as reliable as possible with today's standards. Don't forget, and this is a simple Google search, or if you go back to like Consumer Reports, when the 5.7 came out, it had some issues as well. A few years of some issues, and then look at what happened. The 5.7 V8, one of the most reliable engines on the planet, but it took time. This new generation Toyota Tundra is a ground-up remodel, and I say this all the time, and I will continue to say this, and this is all manufacturers, not just Toyota. With these emission standards and these new laws on MPG and all of the stuff that these manufacturers have to deal with nowadays, they're kind of being forced into a box that they're not used to, and they're doing the best they can with what they have. Now, I've heard a lot of people say over the last week, well, I'm leaving Toyota and going to another brand. Guys, all of these pickup trucks are having some kind of problem right now. It's just the way of the world. Now, of my long-standing time with Toyota and my father's time with Toyota before that, I put my faith that Toyota, because of their QDR and the reliable past that we can look on, they will make this right. And that's the company I want to get behind and believe in to make it right. In the 8 years of Tundra Dude 34, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people inside Toyota. And I'm not talking about presidents and people up near the top. I'm talking about your regular Toyota worker. And all the way down to the people that mop the floor, they care about the brand and they want you happy. They are very proud of what they do. So when stuff like this comes out, they want to fix it immediately. Overall, motive of that, Toyota wants you to be happy with the Tundra. And unfortunately, we're dealing with recalls, but it's all for the good of down the road. Correct the problems now. The truck's just going to keep getting better and better. I stand behind that. That's how I feel about it, at least. And also, don't forget, we are in the middle of the Toyota Tundra's best sales year of all time. Through May, right now, this year is beating even 2007, which is the best sales year of all time. I don't think Toyota would want to hurt that. They see that these things are actually selling, and they want to get this corrected right off the bat. And last but not least, what I always say to people, if they're not really feeling this new generation stuff and, you know, the forced induction, small displacement engines, there are plenty of great second-gen Tundras still out there with that 5.7 V8. So if you're really not happy with what you're seeing, all of those ones we've seen on the lot lately, I've been making specific videos over the last month, 2 months, about all of these 2021s coming off lease, available in 2024 with low mileage on them. So They are out there. But at the end of the day, that is the 6-page report. Those are the facts. My feelings are, if anyone's going to make it right, it's going to be Toyota. I like the fact that the recalls are coming out versus ignoring. And don't forget, all these automotive manufacturers are trying to figure out and wade through these waters of this forced box they're in from emission standards and all that kind of stuff. So I put my money on Toyota getting it right. And, with their history, that's not just me talking. Look at their history. Look at how QDR, quality, durability, reliability, they live their life by that. They want to make it right. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. I have a 2023 Tundra. It's not part of the recall. The thing runs tip-top. But if anything ever goes wrong with it, knock on wood that nothing ever does, you're going to hear about it every single step of the way and the process that I have to go through. If you're somebody out there dealing with this issue, again, nobody wants to see anyone have a problem. I hope it's quick for you. I hope you will update on what's going on. And don't forget, at the end of that 6-page report that I just read, there is a reimbursement plan if you went through what's going on before this recall came out. So go get your money. But until next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, regardless if you're a fan of Tundra, you hate the new gen Tundra, I thank y'all for being here. Have a great day. I appreciate you checking out Tundra Dude 34. Be safe and be well.